Gun found in open lot in Coats Pen, Maypen. Lawmen assigned to the Clarendon Division on Thursday seized a firearm and several rounds of ammunition in an open lot in Coats Pen, Maypen. Reports from the Maypen police are that about 1:45 p.m., the police, acting on information, searched the area. During the search, a Smith & Wesson .38 revolver along with 5.38 cartridges were found. No one was arrested in connection with the find. The investigation continues. NRSC contemplates limit for drink driving. The National Road Safety Council (NRSC) is contemplating the limit for drink driving, also referred to as driving under the influence of alcohol. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, who chaired the council, says the view is that it should be much lower. The legal limit for drink driving in Jamaica is 35 micrograms of an alcohol per 100 milliliters of breath. Dr. Holness adds the government is increasing its capability to track drivers suspected to be driving under the influence of alcohol. The Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, handed over several breathalyzers machines. PAHO noted that drink driving and speeding on the road can lead to a tragic end. Globally, 25% of drivers who met in fatal crashes have been found to be driving under the influence of alcohol. Acting Deputy Commissioner in charge of Strategic Operations, Dr. Gary Mackenzie, says the additional machines will make a significant difference. He explained the main reasons for testing motorists.
This is not a decision driven by ego or ambition. It's driven by purpose, by service, and by love for the people of this constituency and our great party. I want to make it clear. I take this step with the full blessing and support of the sitting Member of Parliament, the Honourable Carl Samuda. Now, in November 2024, I was unanimously elected Deputy Chairman of the constituency. Since then, the calls have only grown louder from delegates, constituents, party supporters, and even people overseas asking me to step forward with clarity and lead with purpose. And so I'm answering that call with humility, but also with firmness. I'm stepping up to help mobilize, organize, and energize this constituency into a model for the rest of the country. So I'm stepping forward, firmly, humbly, and with purpose.
I believe that we all recognize that road safety is very important, and breathalyzer instruments in particular is a tool that will enable us to ensure that we monitor effectively the driving habits on our roadways. So we have 100 of these types of instruments in the field. However, 50 of them is able to give you the data
right away.
And so we are concentrating on using these on our main roads and our highways to complement what we are doing. We believe that it will be very significant in terms of what we are able to do.
But you have another order in for some more.
And we have another order in. We mentioned those instruments that provide the statements on the spot. And so once we get those, they will be very important. There are two main reasons for testing. If you are involved in a crash, the law mandates that you may be tested. And the two, suspicion, which is really wide-ranging, because what happens is that when alcohol is on someone's breath, it begins to impair them immediately. It could be in terms of their judgment, it could be in terms of their motor movements, their skills, and even perception as it relates to speed, even by looking at the odometer reading. And so that is the reason why if someone is driving at excessive speed, it could be a reason for suspicion. Even if a person turns right or left without indicating, it could mean that their memory is going because of impairment of alcohol.
Agriculture Ministry provides 20 million support to expand of National School Garden Program. The National School Garden Program is being expanded through a 20 million funding support from the Ministry of Agriculture. Portfolio Minister Fred Green noted that the 20 million is an addition to the 10 million already committed by the Education Ministry for the School Garden Program. Speaking at the 4-H Jamaica Club's National Achievement Expo at the Denby 4-H Center in Clarendon on Wednesday, Mr. Green said part of the initiative will see the ministry offering 5 million in prizes for the garden competition.
We are trying to ensure that we use our school garden program to enhance engagement in agriculture. We know a lot of these farmers that I talk about now making money. When you talk to them, they started in the 4-H club. The first time they planted something was in their school garden. And the government would have just approved a new nutrition policy for our schools. And that nutrition policy is focused on ensuring that we consume more local produce. You and I know what we grow here is better for us and better for our children. So in order to support this, what we're going to be doing in this upcoming school year is enhancing our school garden program. Already the Ministry of Education has committed $10 million to enhance the school garden program, and I'm happy to announce that the Ministry of Agriculture is going to be putting an additional $20 million to our school garden program, and we're not stopping there. I want next year, Tenroy, we are going to really ramp up a national school garden competition. And I am putting $5 million as prizes for our schools to engage in that school garden competition. And we put in that $5 million and I don't talk to JBM yet. Because I know when I talk to JBM, we can probably up it. Because we want active competition among our school gardens. We want you to be infusing modern day technology so that the young people, when they leave your institutions, they are ready for modern agriculture.
More support for educators to teach English in Creole-speaking communities. A US $13,464 grant from American Friends of Jamaica (AFJ) will enable the University of the West Indies UWI Mona to digitalize and expand support to educators to effectively teach English in Creole-speaking communities using a linguistic-based approach. In the next 6 to 9 months, the UWI will launch the professional development for primary school teachers, providing access to free online training materials for the language arts curriculum in Jamaican private primary schools. The institution is among 54 that received funding totaling US $740,000 during the AFG's Grants Award ceremony at the United States Embassy in Kingston on April 8. Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Education, Professor Sylvia, told reporters that the program was birthed years ago when former Education Minister Ronald Tweeds requested advice on how to tackle the problem of low literacy levels in primary schools. It was piloted in 2015, and a second round of workshops were held in 2019. We recognize that teachers are prepared to teach English language arts as if children speak English. That's how they have been trained. So although their knowledge of the present Jamaican Creole in their classrooms, they are not trained in any way to work with Jamaican Creole, she noted. They don't have any deep knowledge or explicit knowledge of the grammar of Jamaican Creole. They only have the implicit knowledge that a native speaker has, and what then happens in the classroom is that children who speak grammatically Jamaican Creole are treated as children who speak ungrammatically English because teachers do not have a choice. So at the core, what we want is for teachers to become aware of this language situation and its implications, she added. She underscored that an important implication is that teachers are not able to build on knowledge that students already have. She explained to reporters that children come to the classrooms speaking Jamaican Creole, and that ought to be the stepping stone from which they are taught language, but instead it ends up being treated as a hindrance. Literacy specialist in the School of Education, Dr. Louis Foken, shared that teachers in Kingston and Western Jamaica who participated in the workshop valued it. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.